Hello, my lovely and dear Aries. This is your horoscope for February 2025. Now, February will start with Venus, planet of love and beauty, moving into your sign, blessing you with its presence. As you will start February, you will feel much confidence, much shining, even more to the one that you already have gotten from the heaven as an Aries sign. Now, Venus in the first house, we love Venus in the first house. All of us love when Venus is transiting our sign because it's blessing us with confidence, it's blessing us with beauty, attractiveness. We are like a shining star. We are attractive to others, and all other people are attracted to us. And we also have a power to convince anyone into anything. So if you have something on mind on February, do it because, whole February, Venus will be transiting your sign, blessing you with its beauty and showering with glitter, while also we will have a love date, right? On Valentine's Day, you will be number one shining star, my dear Aries, from all. Now, in January, February will have a lot of energy concentrated in your 12th house. Like quite a lot of planets, quite a lot of movements on the sky going on in your most hidden, most private part of your life. Even though Venus is blessing you with its beauty, letting you shine and giving you the stage of the universe, but seems like all you do is that universe is telling you to concentrate on your private matters, or something like some projects that you're doing alone, in solitude, in private, behind the doors. Or it could simply be that you will travel somewhere very far, like relaxing, sort of. You might have been like waiting for this vacation for so long that you will enjoy sleeping as well. Like February sort of will have quite a lot of energy in your 12th house. Now, let's also talk about Jupiter, because on 4th February, the same when Venus moves on the same date, when Venus moves in your sign, Jupiter goes direct. Now, this is amazing news because Jupiter is the most happy planet of all, and it's blessing us with luck, prosperity, abundance. It gives all those things for nothing. And it's amazing planet. It was retrograding, meaning sleeping. It was a bit sort of slow and not so much of an effective or of a help in your third house, because it was retrograding in your third house. I don't remember from which date, but probably from September or October. But still, now it's February. When it hits February, finally Jupiter turns direct, meaning it will regain its force. Now, you give Jupiter some time to come back to its usual speed so that it will start blessing. But anyhow, this Jupiter, even if it's retrograding, it doesn't mean it stops showering its gift. It just could be delayed. So in your third house, third house is about projects which related to communication, like writing, especially those of you who are like trying to write something, publish something, or involved in media, like social media, I don't know, journalists, or if you're trying to open your own social media page, like YouTube channel or podcast or whatever is that, like, as a third house is everything that we speak, everything that we write and we think, like sharing thoughts, ideas. It's communication. And also third house is commerce and trade. Now, about these communication projects, if something was stuck since then while Jupiter was retrograding, now everything should move forward. Now seems like you'll have more courage to open that page, because also Venus is blessing your first house, like making you shine, and you might have this sort of pull to open that social media account and showcase yourself or your skills or whatever you've been working on since Jupiter was retrograding and slowing you down. Now, Jupiter, natural ruler of your ninth house. Now, ninth house is all about things that are foreign to us, like languages, people, places. Now, if you've been trying to also forge an agreement with a foreign client, if it's not about like social media, it can be like wherever you work. It might be, for example, you've been trying to bring in some client which is far away from you, a foreigner, or from a foreign company, or somewhere where they speak different language or culture is different. So if you've been trying and communicating with that person, now those talks might go well. Starting from February, try again, give it a second chance or even third chance. I know that you're persistent, my dear Aries, so try, I don't know, 10th time, and Jupiter should give you green light on any agreement that you've been trying to make. Now, third house is also signing papers. You might sign some papers which were long waited, like legal papers, for example, related to lawsuit, for example, if that's your case, or related to any travel document like visas or permanent residences or citizenships. If you've been waiting and applying and like keep asking all these I don't know, instances of authorities when your document is going to be issued and all the stuff. But now, when Jupiter goes direct after 4th of February, you might hear good news. Finally, it's moving things forward, my dear Aries, with one word. Now, third house is also house of all those people that are close to us, like the ones that we daily communicate, meaning your siblings also, if you have them, or close relatives or neighbors. Now, if someone traveled far from you, or if someone was promising to you to come and visit, now their visit might actually take place because Jupiter is finally direct, and someone might visit you, like your siblings, for example, from far places, and you might finally reunite and see each other, as an example. Now, third house is also house of uh, commerce and trade, as I said, all things related, like agreements to those trade and commerce and any sort of business, again, will move forward, as I said. Plus, third house is a house of transportation. If you like been looking for a new car to buy, then when Jupiter hits direct, you might finally decide, or you might finally choose, and you might finally find that sort of your dream car to buy, as an example. Or if you've been already in the process of buying or selling it, again, Jupiter will move things forward. But you know what? I just, with this commerce and then buying and trading, I would suggest you to pause, because still we have Mars retrograding, but Mars is a movement planet, action planet, plus it's your ruler, my dear Aries. Now, even though in February we have Mars going direct too, by the end of February, we will get to that point. Uh, Still, Mars will need time, like much longer time, to regain its strength and speed. So it will be back to its normal speed only by 1st May. Exactly, that's correct. I know it's long, I know it's frustrating, but the universe seems, telling us to stop, to pause, to actually do some things which are been stuck, or that not something new, not to pursue new things or start new things, but those that were already like sort of a long game. Now, why I say it is because quite a lot of planets are retrograding first 4 months of 2025, as I mentioned before. Even though now Jupiter and Mars going direct in February, right, on 2nd of March, we have Venus going retrograde, and plus Mercury going retrograde around the same date. So, all these planets, they affect us directly. like meaning throughout events, through daily life. So better to pause all things, actually, all things related to beauty, all things related, well, with Venus here in, while it's in your first house, pretty strong. You can do some things related to beauty things in February, but not by the end of February, because it already will be sort of losing its power and you might already start feeling it. So then, Venus is a beauty planet. So no plastic surgeries, nothing should be done while Venus will be retrograding. Now, Venus will retrograde for 40 days. Now, okay, coming back to February, we have full moon on 12th of February in your house of the most happy house of your chart, fifth house, house of joy, house of life, house of love for life and for yourself. Now, this fifth house is a creativity house also. And this full moon is something culminating, something bringing to an end. And, it will be shocking one. It's crazy how exact aspect this Uranus, planet of shock and surprises, will be making to that full moon, suggesting that it will be pretty strong. And the news coming around this full moon, around 12th of February, you might already receive it 10 days before or 10 days after. Always allow full moons this sort of time. It might shock you, truly shock you, and sort of, those of you who are born 13th of April will feel this full moon the most. It's very interesting what would be the news, but still, like, those of you who have planets or placements at 24 degrees of Aries, you will feel this intense full moon. Now, full moon in fifth house, it might suggest of pregnancy. Finally coming to conclusion, if you've been dating, for example, someone, and you still haven't, like, let's say, decided what you're gonna do with that relationship, but all of a sudden this sort of news might hit that your partner is pregnant, for example, like as an example. Now that will be quite shocking because Uranus will be in your second house. Now, second house is everything that we value. Now, kids is our value too. And Uranus rules naturally your 11th house. Now, 11th house is all about wishes and dreams, plus children too, because 11th is directly opposite the 5th. So that's why these two energies are blending. So there might be some situation about kids, about pregnancy. If you have kids, then again, here could be something related to your kids. It might be their, I don't know, eating habits. Something might shock you. So take good care here around what your kids and children eat. A whole February better. Now, there might be poison as well. Now, fifth house is also business, because fifth house is creativity house, and whatever we do in our fifth house is out of joy. And when we create business, we also create with vision, right? When we are so joyous, we are so determined. So this is your business is here in the fifth house. Some of you guys might actually receive news that your business is going bankrupt. As an example, as bad as it sounds, but still, don't be sad, because universe is trying to help you to get rid of things that you don't need anymore or not serving you well. You might think that it is not the right situation, but believe me, universe knows how things should unfold. So just trust the process and let go. And some of you might actually, as I said, receive news that you might close this business, or you will have to close it, because Uranus will, as I said, it will have a very harsh angle to that full moon, and the news will come out of blue, or something to pay, because of your business. For example, I don't know, some taxes. If it's not closing your business, then it might be that you will need to pay something related to your business, like huge amount of money, actually. And it might, again, this sort of news electrify. So this full moon is such an electrifying full moon. Now, those of you who are also like in love here, if you say that it's not about children, if not, it's not about pregnancy, now you might end that relationship abruptly too, or the other person with whom you're dating might end it abruptly, actually. And it might shock you all of a sudden, leaving you with sort of no clue what was the reason, as an example. Now, fifth house is also house of talents and hobbies and creativities, as I said. Now, those of you who are like actors, dancers, or singers, sort of in creativity area, you might also all of a sudden, like for different circumstances, because of different circumstances, you might cancel your performance, as an example. Again, it might not necessarily happen, guys, but there is just an example. Now, and of course, you might lose money because of that. Now, moving forward, February 23rd, we have Neptune. Now, this February 23rd, like end of February, will be iconic, let me tell you, because Neptune, planet of dreams, magic, and I don't know, inspiration. Such a magical planet. Now, Neptune will conjunct North Node. Now, this sort of aspect, it's such a rare aspect. Last time this aspect happened in 16th century. Can you imagine? That far, that long ago. And it happened in your 12th house, same place, like in the same 12th house. So it happened when Neptune met North Node. Now it's happening on 23rd of February, and this is sort of one of a kind aspect, pretty serious one, and it's a blessing. Neptune sort of like an angel, sort of magical. It's an inspiration. Our imagination is Neptune, and it's conjunct your North Node in your 12th house. The 12th house is all about dreams. You might dream some prophetic, about something, some prophetic dreams also, or you might experience, I don't know, something spiritual through maybe through meditation or through massage or whatever. Is that sort of 12th house is all about spirituality, like astrology or numerology, or all types of like spiritual practices. You might experience sort of maybe ascending, I don't know, from your body to heaven. Something like this might happen. It's once in a lifetime thing, guys. Now, for some of you, it might also relate to health condition. Neptune, rules also, apart from magic and all the stuff, it rules viruses and flu. And 12th house is your health house. Now here, take extra caution and care, especially near water. If you are near water, avoid swimming, or I don't know, like sort of pools of water, because 12th house is sort of a hospital. Your health is under a bit of a danger here. You might catch a flu or some sort of virus here in the 12th house, and sort of by the end of February, you might deplete your energies. So take good care from the beginning of February, my dear Aries. Now, Neptune is also something which is, there is no boundary, like ocean, It's also unconditional love. Some of you guys might meet your one and only, which you will fall so hard that it will be for life, my dear. Now, as I said, it's sort of a ocean, there is no boundary to Neptune. Whatever Neptune touches, it makes it so illusionary, sort of, sort of there is no end to that. And North Node is your destiny node. It's somewhere where we should move according to our life, let's say, story, according to your North Node destiny. And here Neptune will be showing actually where you should be moving. It will be sort of an opportunity to catch your destiny in your 12th house. Now, some of you guys might actually buy a hotel or some of you guys might buy a whole island or even move to some island to live there forever, because 12th house is everything which is isolated, like and everything where we rest, which is sleeping. For example, hotels, or you might decide to build a hospital, for example. Or some of you guys might actually find something precious, something which will shake whole world, like especially if you are archaeologists, like digging from earth, because 12th house is everything which is underneath the earth. So like some, I don't know, stones, precious stones, all these things, like mining also, and gold, whatever is like these resources, under earth resources, you might stumble upon something which will have a shocking effect, like waves to the whole world. This will be an amazing moment for you guys, especially if you are in that sort of profession. And or you might just decide to devote yourself to this sort of professions, like digging, let's say, crystals, some stones, I don't know, minerals, whatever is that. Now 12th house is also a house of restrictions. And for example, like because of your company rules, you cannot, I don't know, smoke inside, or you cannot have more than 10 minutes of break or something like this, something which is restricted. And also serving in the army here in the 12th house. Some of you guys might totally devote yourself to the army, as an example. Now, February 24th, we have Mars going direct. Now, finally, Mars, out of all, we need this Mars, because Mars is our motivation, is our engine, and it's your ruler, my dear Aries. Now, when Mars is retrograding, sort of sleeping and slow, it's very slow. It's slowing down everything and our motivation. Plus, we welcome 2025 this way because Mars was retrograding, and all those resolutions, I wonder if they even worked out. And after first 2 weeks of January, probably, let's say most of them are vanished, not even pursued further. But because of Mars also, Mars gives us this motivation, gives us this drive to achieve things, and also competitive edge, of sort of this character. Now, finally, by the end of February, Mars going direct. But of course, it will not be all of a sudden like jumping and going fast forward. It needs time. It needs time until it regains its power, its speed. Now, as I said in the beginning of this video, it will have its power only by the beginning of May. So until that time, it will be slowly but surely moving direct, which is, Mars was retrograding in your 4th house. Now Mars will be spending, your ruler will be spending in your 4th house of family and home so long, and it was spending there like since January, in your 4th house, plus it will stay there until mid-April, almost end of April, my dear Aries. Now, Mars in your 4th house might have paused actually some sort of construction, for example, or repair works, because when in January Mars went into your 4th house, it could have indicated sort of need of repair or total reconstruction of the house, or some parts, or repainting, whatever is related actually with to home decor and construction, house construction or apartment, or even this buy and sell, purchase sort of real estate, any type of real estate. And if that was the case, like if those documents and talks were paused, when Mars goes direct, finally things move forward. But of course, it will take slow, and it might get resolution only by April, because Mars will still stay in your 4th house until almost end of April, firing up all the things around your house or home or any type of real estate that you own, for example. Now, for some of you, if it's not about house or home, then or real estate, it might be about citizenship, because fourth house is where we call home. So it's our citizenship, of which country you hold, like a passport, for example. If that's your case and those things were paused, or some things some more documents were necessary, now those things will get more action there. You might hear back actually from those authorities uh, about the citizenship, about passport, and in general any sort of immigration papers. Now forehouse is also our family, the ones that we come from and also the ones that we build. Now here again, Mars here will give quite a lot of sort of action as soon as it wakes up. By the end of February, if some things were again stuck, or some family members were trying to visit you, or they promised to visit you, but somehow there was some things for some reasons they couldn't, and you couldn't even spend, let's say, New Year's or Christmas together, now will be time to finally reunite with your family. Because Mars in your fourth house also indicates maybe, especially your mother, if she promised to visit you, by the end of February, she might knock on your door, my dear Aries. Now, and lastly, we have a new moon, February 28th, which is in your 12th house. Again, this your 12th house is activated. You see how this energy is concentrated in your house, how private things, house of solitude, as I said. Now, this new moon will be sort of a happy one, more of a mixed one, but let's say more positive. It will happen at 9 degrees. Those of you who are born 29th of March will be affected the most, plus or minus 5 days. And again, allow new moons 10 days before and 10 days after to truly manifest in your life, to bring the message. Now, new moons are new energies and sort of new story there. And it's in your 12th house. Now, seems like, again, this 12th house is activated. You might again have planned to travel somewhere to, I don't know, somewhere which is near ocean, somewhere which is near nature or water, or maybe you are moving, relocating somewhere which is, I don't know, isolated, far from big cities, let's say, which is hard to imagine actually in your case, but still, you might have this sort of desire and pull to go to these kind of places, or some hotel actually to get some good sleep. Some of you guys might get interested in spirituality quite hard, let's say, because 12th house is all about spirituality, mystical things. You might start sort of researching your own natal chart, for example, or numerology chart. Now, the only thing, Jupiter, which is in your 3rd house, will be sending not so friendly beams to that new moon. But still, if you have a positive mindset, I think there is an opportunity for you to travel to that place, for you to have a surgery also, because 12th house is about surgeries. Now, if that's your case, I wish you good luck. Plus, Mars will be direct. For now, Venus is also direct. It's like exactly end of February will be this window when actually you can catch this surgery, procedure, which will be more or less, let's say, successful. So in your case, I hope it will be successful, if that is your case, about surgery. But otherwise, if it can wait, then I would suggest you to postpone it until May, actually, any type of surgery. Now, 12th house is also house of past. Maybe there will be some new information from your past coming, or some people from your past. Some sort of secrets might get revealed also in your 12th house. Also, if you've been waiting some news from far, for example, university, or a professor, or someone who lives far away, that news is coming in by the end of February, or even beginning of March, my dear Aries. Now, this was your horoscope for February. Always check your rising sign, because that's the most influential, believe me, and moon sign too. Now, love you all. Bye bye.